Welcome to Beyond the Gates 2025. I am Jerry, your host today, once again here on Rauta channel, and this time we have a guest from Sweden. We are talking about the new band, but with a veteran guys in the game. Sir, please welcome to Rauta and state your name. Why are you here with me? Who the hell are you?
I am Hellbutcher.
From the band known as?
Hellbutcher.
There you go.
Yes.
Now let's get the first things first. What kind of butcher works in hell?
That is what I'm thinking as well, you know. Couldn't be a nice one.
So what kind of stuff you do? Ribs, pork chops?
Yeah, all that stuff, you know. Anything you can imagine.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, a lot of people, the older people especially, know that you're not exactly a new guy to the whole game, to the whole scene and all that stuff. But Hellbutcher is merely about 3 years old.
Something like that, yeah.
And you have only one album out.
Yes.
Not only one, given the time, but but still. The question what I'm asking is, how does it feel to play in a rather new band as opposed to the previous operations over the decades?
Well, to me, it's just like a continuation, more or less, because, my old band just fell apart, more or less, and I didn't have any, I just wanted to continue like nothing, and it was a lot of, a lot of trouble, with the old band, and I decided I'm gonna form a new band, my own band, more or less, so we can, actually create some music, do stuff, instead of just messing around. That's basically the reason, And why it's called Hellbutcher is obviously because that was my, stage name or whatever you call it. So I thought it was logic, King Diamond when he left Merciful Fate,
good point.
Or DU, whatever, I couldn't, and all other band names are taken anyway, you have to have this long, sentences if you're gonna have something, and I hate that.
But it is very good name, given that you're listed with Nifelheim and all, and so everybody probably recognizes, oh, it's that guy making that kind of music.
Yeah.
But how many people are expecting exactly you to do what you do, or other people hey, why didn't you do more this or more that? Are the naysayers saying hey, you should do something different?
Nah, well, not really, actually. I think they were more surprised that I was not changing. I think so, because I've done side projects that are kind of different, but this kind of music that I'm doing is the stuff that I really like, so I'm gonna continue with this speed metal of hell.
Speed metal of hell, that's a pretty good description. Now, obviously, the main difference is that the lineup is, of course, different with, say, Nifelheim, and while we are not gonna compare too much of that, people still have those expectations. What I'm asking here is, how different is the, songwriting process or making an album versus what happened in the past?
Well, yes, personally, it's not a big difference, because I've always done songs the same way that I'm still doing, more or less.
Yeah.
But being in the band, how would I say it? The first album we did, we recorded it ourselves, because we have some skilled, guys with the mixing and the, recording and everything in the band. So it was just doing a demo tape, but very much more professional.
Yeah, of course.
So that's a big difference, because we didn't have to go to any studio and have a technician and all that kind of stuff. So we just did everything ourselves.
But the album sounds wonderful. I mean, it's clearly very powerful and has that kind of a punch that you really need, this combination of black thrash, speed, heavy metal thing. And it obviously shows that you guys know what you're doing. But in terms of lineup being different, how do you feel the chemistry is, different from the previous works?
It's hard to say, because but in this band works better as a unit, definitely. So it's all good, you know. And they're all good musicians, all skilled musicians. Everything is, you know, like very easy to. It's easy to do stuff nowadays compared to old days.
I guess so. We, being guys in our 50s, it's obviously very different than forming a band that you were in your 20s or so.
Yep.
So how things have changed in your opinion, being a musician, making new albums and going to gigs and touring, working with the labels and all, since obviously things have changed.
Yeah, they have changed, but I haven't changed. So to me, it's the same. You know, we started of going to the rehearsal, the actual rehearsal room, and doing a you know, like rehearsal demo tape. That's how I know how to do stuff. You know, and then we were just continuing, you know, like doing like a little bit more stuff, and it's in my own world, nothing have changed, but. Obviously, you know, a lot of things have changed. It's way more complicated. It's both good and bad, I would say, because it's more professional now. It's like a business thing, you know. You didn't need to understand much stuff back in the days when you were when I was doing my first albums. We were just like, you know. Yeah. Nowadays, it's a lot of more, you know. People involved, you know, emailing here and there and the contracts, you know, all this business stuff. I don't like that particularly much, but what can you do? Yeah,
well, I mean, it's big part of the whole thing, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, exactly.
You already landed on a big label in terms of Metal Blade, which is known for a lot of quality bands and solid work throughout the decades. Obviously, going on such a label, it's not an easy task for most bands.
No.
But I guess it has helped that you have shown that this is my curriculum vitae, you have the work needed, you have the understanding. But was it an easy task in the end to find a label that understands what you are all about?
Nah, well, it wasn't really easy. I wouldn't say easy, but I had decided already that I wanted to have a proper record label, you know, like with a good distribution, you know, to get the record out to like, you know, get it available, because I want to, you know, play for. If you're a band, you want to get out there. I guess it's pointless not to do it. I think in my world anyway, and so I had decided that I wanted a really good record label. I put a lot of effort into it actually, and we were in discussions with a few different labels. I also took help from another guy from Germany that's working with this kind of stuff. He was actually, you know, like the one that got in contact with them, and you know, but he's in like, I don't know what it's called really when you're A&R, whatever, you know, this kind of stuff. But if he found the contacts that I needed, and then we, you know, like made a really good deal. I'm really satisfied with Metal Blade and what they're doing. So perfect, actually.
That's good to hear, because it's one of those labels that seem to take care of their PR very professional ways, which is not something that I can say, unfortunately, for all
and
the labels.
And they're still a real metal label, you know?
Sticking to the guns and all.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the guys that I'm, you know, in contact with, they're all big Iron Maiden fans like me, and you know, it's much easier to talk to people like that.
Now you mentioned the elephant in the room. You and your brother from previous encounters were known for even chasing Iron Maiden and to see them live and all, like being the biggest Iron Maiden fans from Sweden. How do you feel getting this label, being a fan that has, in a way, I don't know, shaped the whole world of metal throughout ever since the 70s? Yeah,
well, I don't know.
I mean, how big part Iron Maiden plays in your in life these days?
99.9%, I would say. It's it's, you know, I'm totally obsessed by Iron Maiden. It's, you know, it's the band that got me into metal, you know, and I still think they're the best. Easily. So they play a big part, definitely. And I really enjoy it. I'm pissed off that I have to be here, you know, because I want to be on the Maiden gigs instead, but what can you do?
Now, one thing that made me wonder already back in the Nifelheim years was that when I heard about your big fan, you being big fans of Iron Maiden, I was wondering, like, but how guys, you do so much more extreme metal rather than being, I don't know, Iron Maiden or new wave of British heavy metal copycats. So,
well, but I see it like this. Iron Maiden, Steve Harris, or like these guys, they like Genesis, Jethro Tull and stuff, and they play Iron Maiden, which is much heavier.
Yeah,
I think it's like a thing that if you're a generation younger than your idols, you want to make something different, but you still love the stuff that they're doing. It's natural evolvement or whatever.
I mean, it makes sense when you say to me, because we're roughly the same age and all, but when I see a lot of these newer bands which are like, oh, I am so big, say, Dark Throne fan, I want to play that kind of stuff. Or if you're a death metal fan, you start playing death metal, and I'm like, isn't that direct copying instead of being inspired?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the big problem with new bands, if you ask me, is that they don't have any like originality. I mean, you can draw inspiration from other kind of music and do it your way. You don't have to copy it or make you like, I want to sound exactly like this, and then just try to make a cover band, but with your own songs. It makes no sense to me.
But you must have heard a lot of these bands which are more or less direct having direct inspiration from what you have done with Nifelheim and all. Do those bands get in contact, like, hey, hear what I do? And
well, but it's, when you hear it, to me, it's like kind of an honor anyway. So I don't mind, but
so it's a tricky thing in a way.
But if you want to listen to good music, it's better to have some originality. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, totally. Now, how is live versus recording new music to you these days? Have things changed in terms of being priority in your life, in your band careers?
Well, in Nifelheim, my previous band, we hardly did any records.
Yeah.
We were just like playing gigs and never do. So I'm really into recording stuff, doing new music, because I have like so much stuff to release. A lot of inspiration, a lot of stuff that I want to do, and you don't get younger either. So I'm really trying to make as much music as I can recorded, but still playing live is always great, and you make an album maybe every year, every second year, but you play live every fucking weekend, more or less, so it's more live, but I like both, that's as easy as it is.
Seeing you live a couple of years ago at Steelfest, it was like very obvious that you enjoy staying, the doing live and enjoying it, putting a lot of passion and energy. And I was only wondering like how much you've got to be sweating in the leather outfit you have there. But what's the story with that? Everybody's now thinking probably like Rob Halfords and things like that. When you're seeing like that fully leather kind of a super villain suit, but. What's your story? What made you like, this is my style, this is the way I want to go?
In the 80s, to me it was like obvious, like that if you had a lot of studs and leather, you could tell from a record, when you bought one, like Running Wild, the old Running Wild, you looked at the picture, like fucking hell, they are really cool, with all the, chains, leather, all that kind of stuff. To me, it's been like a no-brainer since I was a kid, to just like have as much as possible.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like, that's how I think it should be. I think like, I don't understand people that are not using spikes and leather and chains.
I mean,
that's what I don't understand. But I'm not like.
I mean, I do get the point. There are lots of bands which seem like they're just coming right out of their office jobs, getting to the stage, and like, this isn't stage thing. This isn't heavy metal. Like, what the hell is going on?
Look, for example, like in the late 70s, early 80s, Kiss was a huge band for all. And when you grew up with this, you got impressions from all that kind of stuff, I guess. So when I look at some, like shorts and the t-shirt, like a hat on, I was like, what's this?
It's so casual.
Yeah,
it's not even metal.
It's too casual. Yeah. It's too casual. I don't like it. I mean, I would never do that. But I don't care really. Yeah. The best thing to do when you're like if you have a band and you have some ideas, you know, you don't care about anything. Just do whatever the fuck you want. It could be if you're totally, you know, like I'm gonna wear a short pants and a t-shirt, and then you are totally die hard doing that. Then it's fine. I think, you know, I don't care, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Now, our generation has obviously seen and heard all of the, like, when you grow out of metal, or when you start wearing that kind of stuff, when you start, I don't know, behaving like an adult, and we're like waving our middle fingers, like, what are you talking about? This is our lifestyle. You probably had your share, but any funny moments that you feel like, hey, this is not even a relative to me saying this bullshit because doesn't understand all this?
Well, yeah. I don't know exactly what you're...
I mean, you've probably seen how things have changed. Like when we were young, and people, oh, this is a phase. You will kind of grow out of it, and then you will get your hair cut, and then you will start wearing normal clothes.
Well, my haircut definitely tells that I'm not that kind of person.
but do you have lots of those people like asking you still? Like,
not still. They're totally given up. You know, with me. You know,
they lost their faith.
Yeah. They know that I'm a stubborn person. So it was many years ago. I haven't heard any comments about that for many years. You know, I think my personality tells somehow that I'm not that kind of person that is going to like cut my hair, start a career or whatever, you know. It's not gonna happen, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of your lineup, everybody has more than just one band, and everybody has been seasoned in a lot of activities, or different lineups, whether it's a live band or recording one or all this and that. What I'm asking here is how you make this puzzle possible, how you can find the schedule in your time. Okay, rehearsing there, gigs there.
First of all, we never rehearse.
Okay.
So that's good. Unfortunately, we live in all different parts of Sweden and Norway, you know. So,
I know this one person is from Norway.
Yeah, from here actually. And so it's too much of a hassle to get a rehearsal. We do it just like before, like recording a new album, or, you know, we had to learn the songs before the first gig or something like that. But now we just like try out stuff, you know, on the sound checks or whatever. And the schedule of you know, like the gigs and stuff. I don't know if it's just like luck or something, but it hasn't been really a big issue.
Yeah, so, nobody's too busy?
No. They're all okay, you know. So I don't even remember if we had any. It's very rare that we have to cancel or cancel some, you know, like if you get if they ask you like, do you want to play here? No, we can't because he's playing there. It's not so very common actually. Okay. Sometimes it happens, of course, but rarely actually, because they're all, the rest of the band, they're all, you know, like even if they are playing with another band, they like squeeze in this as well, you know. For example, Fredrik, the guy who plays the guitar, he's in Unleashed as well, and he is playing in the Brutal Assault. Both he's playing both with Unleashed and Hellbutcher on the same day, you know.
Okay, that's quite of a challenge to fit them all in the schedule. Talking about cancel, this is totally different topic, but you mentioned the magic word. We've seen cancel culture, well, getting bands literally canceled from playing there or here because of various reasons. Sometimes because someone plays in the wrong band or played live with the wrong band, or the event was, I don't know, rotten in somebody's opinion. Have you faced any problems because you've chosen to, you know, you walk your own path? Yeah,
well, sometimes, but I'm trying to not like involve myself in this kind of stuff at all, you know, because there is always, it's like different opinions. It's like, you know, like in the 80s, you know, it was like this Christians PMRC kind of, even in Sweden they have this hem och skol. Yeah. They were like, cancel this, you know, like, so it's, I think it's a good sign that they still think rock and roll is shocking
and dangerous.
and dangerous. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it firsthand, and then sometimes when I'm talking to younger audience, you know, the people of their 20s or even 30s, when they're like, "Oh, what's going on?" This and that, can get like, "Hey, you got it easy compared to the 80s."
Yeah.
When you could see like, okay, we cannot release Cannibal Corpse in say Germany because of the name and the lyrics. Or whatever.
Exactly. It's been like, the same for ages. So
So do you think this is kind of a coming back, that the rock and roll music or heavy metal is becoming like a shocking thing?
Yeah, well, I think the rock stuff, it's always been the same, you know, but, you know, it's just like other people getting, you know, like annoyed. So it's like a circle of people coming and going. Yeah.
This is a good way to talk about lyrics. If there are people, and I'm sure they are, who have no idea what kind of topics you are singing these days. Especially, I mean, in Hellbutcher, any certain favorite topics or themes you're really proud of? Like, these are the kind that I really enjoyed, you know, making my point and telling a story.
I'm always doing just, you know, like, I consider myself playing black metal, you know, even if people say thrash, blah, 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 you know, because the topics are always the same, you know, it's, you know, black metal lyrics. And to me, that's what I want to do, you know. It's kind of the same as Nifelheim. I didn't change much.
Are there certain topics that you're like, I could never write about in terms of still being black metal?
Yeah, a lot. Everything that's not black metal, I would not do, you know. But I've noticed that there is a lot of apocalyptic themes in the songs that I'm doing, but I don't know why. I just
fascinated.
Fascinated. Yeah. I guess.
Have you things like age and experience changed your perspective in a way, even if the topics are the same? I mean, are there differences how you express yourself in the lyrics?
Nah, well, not so much. I'm probably a better. I can probably do better lyrics nowadays, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a skill you learn
of course.
of experience. So that's probably the only difference.
Are there certain bands that you really kind of understand what you're doing, and the kind of ones that you feel like, say, being like brothers to, in a way, like, hey, these guys are the ones that kind of, ride the same horse in a way?
There's a lot of bands, you know. I like a lot of bands, you know. Like, I don't know, there are too many these days, more or less. Like, but all the, you know, like old school.
But I mean, the kind of bands that you would have the perfect match to, you know, do shows with Hellbutcher and all.
I can't even come up with any now. You know? It's black out in my brain, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. What could it be?
Now, apart from Iron Maiden, are there like your favorite bands which you would like to do a gig or tour if it was possible? Like the kind of a dream come true setup?
Well, you know, Iron Maiden is almost too good, you know.
Yeah.
But I did a tour with Venom a few years ago, but that was great, you know.
Yeah.
Bands like that, Venom and the old school, you know, Sodom, whatever, you know. That's what I'm really enjoying, of course. All the stuff that I was listening to when I was, you know, the things that I was inspired of when I was younger. Those bands, I look up to them still, you know, and some of them are still touring and stuff. So that's of course a nice thing.
Well, obviously,
Vulcano, you know, from Brazil.
Yeah.
I did a few tours with them, and they're one of my. Yeah, they would be like the band you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Vulcano.
Good,
they're
good.
Totally cool.
Now, any favorite places or events throughout the years that really like, hey, these are the kind of places I would put into my gravestone for being such great events or like the perfect memories, if you will?
Well, I have some good memories. This festival called Kilkim Saibu in Lithuania.
Yeah.
Super great. They also had the same, I can't remember what's called in the Lithuanian, but Winter Wolves something.
Oh, okay.
We played there this winter. It was also totally great. I must say that that festival or those organizers, they are top of the line.
Well, that's a good shout out.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you have some plans for the future as well. Probably some new music coming, and obviously some lineup stuff. Now, if we take a look in the future, like say, give it a year or whatever, what can you tell about where Hellbutcher is going in the foreseeable future?
Yeah, well, we have already aimed to do a new album. We haven't really because it's a little bit delayed, but we have 75% of the songs finished, and after that is just to record it. And I have ordered a record label from a guy who's painting.
Okay.
I don't know. He is a bit sometimes a little bit slow, but when it comes, the guy in Necrolust, the Swedish.
Oh yeah.
So
great stuff.
I told him to paint, but I haven't seen anything yet.
Well,
that's the plan anyway. And so we're really in the process of doing a new album. So it wouldn't take maximum, not later than 2026. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely not.
What can we expect from the new album compared to the debut one?
More or less, like it's not really finished, but what I would say is like we made a really powerful songs, or I have. I haven't heard any finished songs. One of the guitarists we tried to be a band, and do all this stuff, but to this point, it's me and one more guy that made the most stuff, and I made like 99% this far.
Okay.
But it's gonna be kind of the same stuff. I'm just trying to do it. Better riffs.
Okay.
I don't know what to say. It's the same style, but
All right.
Yeah.
Now, before we conclude and let you go on about your business, I'm going to ask you a short series of short questions with very fast answers.
Yes.
So we already know your favorite band.
Yes.
What is the favorite album?
Ooh, that must be the Book of Souls because it's the longest.
The longest one.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. You get most Iron Maiden out of it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
What's the favorite song?
Yeah, well, if we look in the same way, it should be Empire of the Clouds because it's the longest.
How many times you've seen Iron Maiden live?
I've lost count actually. It's somewhere around 300.
Wow, that's a crazy amount.
Yeah.
A place where you should have played live but haven't yet?
In Japan.
Any particular city or just in general?
No, in general in Japan. We never played in Japan. I would like to do that.
Okay, and if you could do it with Iron Maiden, that would be the dream come true.
Of course.
All right. Any personal shout out to someone that is really important to you or Hellbutcher as a band that you would say thank you?
Today I would say to the guys of Gorgoroth, I think, because our equipment is lost at the airport and we're gonna borrow stuff from them.
That's a very good shout out. Now, obviously, we wish you that you will get your equipment, and that's why I want to delay you and all. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
And now, people, I've seen them live. I will do another round today. By the time, obviously, when this comes out, you will have plenty of shows ahead for you to check out this band live. And of course, if you haven't done your listening experience with the album out, do it. Just put some leather on, grab yourself a beer, and then you're ready to face hell with metal. This is Hellbutcher. This is Beyond the Gates 2025 and Rauta channel. Subscribe, and if you have any comments or questions to this band, let me know in the comment section below. And now, bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.